Welcome to SVGTV News and Sports for Monday, November 18th, 2013. I am Jennifer Richardson with the details. After many years of legal struggles, the government of St. Vincent and the Grenadines now has the right to reclaim 100 acres of beachfront lands at Chatham Bay in Union Island. Speaking to members of the local media today on the Privy Council's ruling on November 14th, Prime Minister Dr. Gonsalves described the day as a joyous one, adding that the matter involves the reclamation of Vincentians' patrimony.
The lands have been forfeited to the Crown, to the government, to the people of St. Vincent and the Grenadines by way of operation of the law through the Aliens Landholding Regulation Act, Chapter 316 of the laws of St. Vincent and the Grenadines, and judgments of the High Court, the Court of Appeal, and now a consent order at the Privy Council. The order of the Privy Council was made, the Judicial Committee of the Privy Council, on the 14th of November 2013.
Dr. Gonsalves further explains that the lands were purchased by two companies, Chatham Bay Club Limited and Chatham Bay Development Corporation, in 1987, for which they received alien landholding license, with the understanding that a hotel at a minimum cost of 15 million EC dollars will be constructed within a 3-year period, but the project never materialized.
Do so by January 2006. And the government, my government, applied to the High Court for a forfeiture of the lands to the government because of their failure to carry out the conditions. These two companies were owned by Americans. They had paid 477,000 Eastern Caribbean dollars for the 100 acres of land. And from the beginning, I had intimated to their lawyer, who at the time was Mr. Parnell Campbell QC, that we would pay them that money and pay them some interest. That is what eventually happened at the Privy Council.
Meanwhile, Prime Minister Gonsalves also explains that the Privy Council has also instructed government to pay the two owners $477,000 plus interest by January 25th, 2014.
These are lands worth tens of millions of dollars. Indeed, there are persons who are in the know who tell me that these lands are worth between 30 to 40 million US dollars if you were to sell them on the open market, which means between 80 and 100 million Eastern Caribbean dollars.
Seemingly very happy with the judgment, PM Gonsalves says the latest development is a nationalist victory.
Massive victory for the people, a reclamation of our patrimony, and a clear message that this government is interested in foreign direct investment at the same time that the investors must live up to the conditions of the alien landholding license. That is the story, very simple.
St. Vincent and the Grenadines is set to be down by 4.9% in stay-over visitors for January to September 2013 compared to the same period last year. At a media conference earlier today, Chief Executive Officer of the Tourism Authority, Glen, Beache, states that the financial crisis is still not over, and while they are not making excuses for the decrease, persons are just not traveling as much.
Approximately 2,774 actual visitors. Same day, September This year compared to last year, September this year, we're at approximately 167 people compared to last year of 187. Overall, from January to September, we're down also this year compared to last year at approximately 4.6%. The yachting numbers are a bit better. September this year, we're at 820 visits compared to September of last year at 537. Overall, for January to September this year compared to last year, we're up 0.5%. And the cruise ships were up 12.8%. September last year, this year we're at 28 compared to September last year, which is at 98. But that's a difference in terms of cause and so on. So that's a bit misleading.
Beache says he is hoping that for October, November, and December, the figure will go up.
Especially as the season has started now. The yachting, as much as we're up, there's always room for improvement, and I think we can do a lot better in terms of that. Certain things need to be put in place. I don't think the Union Island situation that took place last month has helped us any bit at all. And as I continue to say, when these sort of things happen, we're only stabbing ourselves, really, and injuring ourselves when these sort of things happen. And I trust that people within the industry and all intentions on a whole will take this to note, and when they see any of this stuff going on, that they will assist the police in terms of whatever way is needed.
Motorists and other users of gasoline will see a reduction in its wholesale and retail prices. Director General of Finance and Economic Planning, in a memorandum to Prime Minister and Minister of Finance Dr. Gonsalves, recommended the reduction based on a 3-month moving average price build-up for petroleum here, which shows the government incurring bonus positions mainly on gasoline. The suggestion is that the wholesale price for gasoline move from $14.02 per gallon to $13.38, a reduction of 64 cents, and that the current retail price of $14.72 also be reduced by 64 cents to $14.08. This was accepted by PM Gonsalves and is in effect from today, Monday, November 18th. Coming up, SVGTU to take action on another aspect of their collective agreement, which it claims is not being upheld by government. More stories on the local scene when SVGTV News continues. Stay with us. Welcome back. Teachers here are being urged to push partisan politics aside and focus more on the development of the union. Speaking at a rally at Heritage Square on Friday as part of activities to mark Teachers Solidarity Week, President of the Teachers Union Oswald appealed to teachers not to get caught up in partisan politics and to instead focus on helping the union achieve great things.
Many of us afraid to do that. You're afraid to do that. You can't be afraid. You cannot be afraid. Somebody said the extreme is death. When you go to the great beyond, nobody can change that. When something is wrong, you say it's wrong. When it is right, you say it is right.
Meanwhile, Robinson says the SVG Teachers Union will be taking action very soon to find out why, after so many years of study, some teachers here are still not appointed. According to Robinson, the union signed a collective agreement with the government that after teachers receive the training at the university level, after 1 year they will be appointed. However, he said this has not been followed through.
But we have over 78 persons today who have been graduated. Some of them have already done 7 years. No appointment. No appointment. Something is wrong. Some screw is slack somewhere. And if you don't want to tighten up the screw, then that's the end of the story. But I am prepared to do anything within the confines of the law to ensure that all those screws are tightened.
And teachers are being encouraged to exercise their freedom to choose. Featured speaker at last Friday's march and rally at Heritage Square, past president of the Teachers Union, Otto, told teachers that after God and their family, they should put the union first to defend their pensions, working conditions, and their children's rights.
Because that's the only way. That is the only way. There is no doubt, brothers and sisters, that SVGTU has represented and achieved. There's no doubt in our mind. Remember when one teacher taught 60 and 70 students? Now the new teachers may not know this, but there were times when a school, a downstairs space that would only hold really 120 students, had a school population of 400, and teachers had 60 and 70 students in one class, one teacher with partition chalkboard. So the union has indeed achieved.
The opposition New Democratic Party on Saturday concluded the launch of all of its candidates for the next general election here, constitutionally due in 2015. The last to be launched is banker and part-time UWI Open Campus lecturer Noel Dixon, who will contest the South Windward seat for the NDP. Dixon has received the endorsement of the NDP's former MP for the constituency, Burton Williams. Describing himself as a man with a trained mind and a heart for people, Dixon expresses confidence that the people of South Windward will do well under his guidance. The NDP will on Sunday hold the party's annual convention at its headquarters from 9:30 a.m. The police are investigating a fatal motor vehicular accident involving car PU 884 driven by Jadis Francis of Richland Park and a pedal cycle ridden by Asburn Simon, a 22-year-old electrician of Fairburn Pasture. The accident occurred along the Belmont Public Road at 12:20 p.m. on Sunday. Reports are that both vehicles were traveling in opposite directions when they collided head-on. Simon sustained injuries about his body and was taken to the Milton Cato Memorial Hospital, where he was pronounced dead. According to the police, a post-mortem examination is expected to be performed on the body to ascertain the cause of death.